Great, so we'll move to new hire packets quickly. Pass it over to Rick.
Great. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. So I'll just go really quickly through what the required documents for the state of California for new hires. So once you're done with the interviewing process and the hiring process, you're still not done yet. You have to provide and complete certain forms and or pamphlets to every new hire. The first one, as most of you are aware, is the I-9 form, just to verify eligibility of employment for the employee or the new hire. The W-4 and DE-4 are both for tax purposes. The W-4 is for federal tax purposes, withholding, and the DE-4 is the California counterpart of that federal form. Both of them have to be completed, and the California form only has to be completed if the employee wants a different withholding from the federal withholding. Now, the next form is the wage unemployment notice to employee. We wanted to highlight this one because it's very important. If you don't have it in your hire packet, you have to include it. It includes certain wage information about the employer, such as the rate of pay, the allowances, the regular pay day, all that kind of information, as well as information about the employer, like the address, any DBAs, doing business as, all that kind of information that needs to be included in that form. The next form is the...
Could I interrupt on that too? And there is the state published a form on that. Do most employers use the state published form on that? Okay. And so it's super easy to comply with. You have to list some workers' comp information and stuff, but it's something everybody needs to have, and that's why we highlighted it. And it's still catching employers. It's been a requirement for 3 or 4 years now, and it still catches a few employers. So double check your new hire packets to make sure that's in there.
Then the next form is the general notice of COBRA, which is for insurance. It only applies for those employers who offer a health plan. And there are different forms if your employees live and work in California or outside of California. So just keep an eye on that. The next form is the new health insurance marketplace coverage options and your health coverage. This applies regardless of whether you as an employer provide health insurance. You just have to use different forms if you do provide or do not provide health insurance to your employees. The next form that is also very important is Form DFEH 185. This is a sexual harassment pamphlet that just provides information about sexual harassment, what it is, and what the rights of employees are with respect to sexual harassment under the PAGA. This form is also important because the law requires that if 10% or more of your workforce speaks a different language other than English, you have to provide this form in that language as well. So just be mindful for those employers who may have non-English speaking employees. The next form is the rights of victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking pamphlet. Once again, this just provides information for those employees who may take a leave of absence because of a legal proceeding involving any of these issues. The next one is Form DE 2525, which is the California State Disability Insurance pamphlet. Just provides information about insurance, state-provided insurance in case of a non-work injury to employees. Another important form is Form DE 2511, which is the California paid family leave pamphlet. And I just want to continue with the workers' compensation pamphlet, which just describes all the workers' compensation system in the state of California. And this is another one. This is another form that also needs to be provided in Spanish to those employees who are non-English speakers. The next form is the written commission agreement, and this is only required if your employee receives commissions. And lastly, but not least, for those employers who hire minors, you need to complete the B1 form for the minor to be able to work with your company.